Hello, thank you for watching this review of the Unfolding Path Tarot. This is Rhonda, and I'll be showing you all the cards so you can get a feel for whether this deck is for you. And if it is, you'll find a link in the description box to buy a copy and browse other decks by the author. I'll also be giving you an overview of the guidebook and reading a sample card interpretation, so stick around to the end because who knows, maybe there's a message you're meant to hear today. Let's get started. The Unfolding Path was created by artist Athene Noctua, who creates divination tools to open up a channel between us and the divine. The cards come in this nice, sturdy box with beautiful illustrations inside. These are actually images of two of the cards in the deck. The cards themselves are a nice weight and thickness. And they have matte finishing on both sides. The guidebook is black and white, and it does not have pictures of the cards on it. So I just want to say, starting off, this deck somehow manages to feel both ancient and contemporary, with people in the images who appear to be from our time period, our contemporary world, while some others feel like they stepped out of some other era of time, which I love because spiritual practice can sometimes connect us to the timeless parts of our souls. So that definitely resonates with me. Overall, the images in this deck are rich in color and detail. There's a lot of diversity in terms of race and skin tone and hair textures, as well as body types and shapes, LGBTQ representation and inclusion, as well as age. I was particularly taken by a depiction of the Page of Cups, which we'll see soon, as an older man around the age of 60 or 70 years, since the page is typically represented by a very young person or a teenager. But I love how this depiction says you can be young at any age, especially with the cup suit, which may speak to being young at heart. So this is a great deck. I highly recommend it. Now let's have a look at each card so you can see if it resonates with you. Here's the back of the cards. The Fool, the Magician, High Priestess, the Empress, Emperor, Hierophant, Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, Hanged. And notice they don't say man, it's just hanged. Death, Temperance, Devil, Tower, Star, Moon, Sun, Judgment, World, and this is the Wands suit, Ace, 2, and instead of reading all the numbers, I'll just show the cards with the numbers on this Wands suit. Now we're moving into the court cards for the wands, starting with the Page of Wands, Knight, Queen, King. Okay, now we're moving into cups, the Ace, Two of Cups, and that's the card I was referencing, the Page of Cups with the older gentleman depicted. And we're moving into the court cards for the cup suit. There's the Page, now we have the Knight, the Queen, and now the Swords suit. Ace of Swords, 2, and if you are loving this deck, follow the links in the description box to get yourself a copy. Wow, that's pretty bloody there, the 10 of Swords. And now we are moving into the court cards. The Page of Swords, the Knight, Queen, King, and now we are in the Pentacles suit. Ace of Pentacles, 2, 3, Now lastly, we're moving into the court cards for Pentacles. This is the Page, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and now the King of Pentacles. And those are the cards. So now we're going to take a look at the guidebook. So this is a pretty simple and straightforward guidebook, which begins with some background information on the author's creative and spiritual journey, followed by tarot basics about the major and minor arcana, and then the 4 suits. And by the way, the table of contents is pretty simple. They just start off with the card spreads, 21, etc. But as I was saying, my only critique of this guidebook is that if you just were to flip through and land on a random minor arcana interpretation page, it will just have the number on the card. So instead of 2 of Swords, for instance, it'll just be 2. So like here we have 5 and 6, but it doesn't indicate what suit you're in. So you kind of have to go back to the beginning of that section and see, okay, what suit am I in? Okay, Pentacles. So you have the first page in a suit, you have the name of it. But if you're just flipping through looking for your cards, there's no indication that it's 8 of whatever, 8 of cups. So that's one critique, but not everybody needs to rely on the guidebook um, while they're doing reading. So if you really like a deck, I would say don't let something like that stop you from getting the deck. I love the art on this deck, and I wouldn't let something like this deter me because I don't rely as heavily on guidebooks. But if that's something that would bother you, just take note of that. There are no mentions of the suit when you're actually within the section, except for maybe they mention it in the card description somewhere, but there's no consistent indication of the margins in the top and the bottom, just at the beginning of the section. So what else? So again, this isn't a deal breaker, but I thought I would just mention it. So the other sections are pretty simple. You've got card spreads, and again, a section on how to use this deck, which is pretty standard for a lot of card decks. So now I want to basically look at a card interpretation, and again, who knows, maybe there's going to be a special message in what we look at today, something you might want to hear. So we are going to look at the 7 of Cups. So let me find that in the book. Seven of Cups. So we have a number at the top and then a few keywords for the card meaning. So choices, hopes and dreams, illusions, and wishful thinking. There are so many new opportunities and directions being offered to you. Some are paths to material abundance, others to love, joy, and emotional fulfillment. Which path will you choose? Some options are a true path to your highest good, while others are merely sparkling veils of illusion. Even when a possibility might seem to be a direct route to all your hopes and dreams, be careful you are not indulging in wishful thinking. Don't be swept away by the daydreams you have conjured in your head. A solid grounding in reality will help you make the right decision. Don't get lost in beautiful fantasies when real-world action is needed to achieve your dreams. I think that's a wonderful interpretation for the 7 of Cups, and the nice little direction or encouragement or advice at the end is great. Don't get lost in beautiful fantasies when real world action is needed to achieve your dreams. So that is it. That is my review of the Unfolding Path Tarot. Follow the links in the description box to buy this deck or browse other decks by the author. And if you like this review, please share it with friends and followers, leave a comment, hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons, and check out my other videos. Thank you so much for watching Deck Obsessed. Have a beautiful day. See you next time.